Well, hello again. It's GrungeFinland here again, and welcome to watch my vinyl collection part 3. Yeah, and today we continue where we left off last time, and the first album on our list is Beautiful Garbage by Garbage. And this is their third album actually, and my favorite album by them I think is their debut album, but this has some great songs too, like Androgyny and Breaking Up the Girl and Nobody Loves You, and Shut Your Mouth is also a good song. Yeah, and this is the original British pressing. And interesting thing is that if you didn't know, Butch Vig plays drums for Garbage, and he is the guy who produced Nirvana's Nevermind and Smashing Pumpkins album Gish and Siamese Dream. Then we have the debut album of a Swedish heavy metal hard rock band, Ghost, which is Opus Eponymous. I don't know how to spell that one, pretty hard. But yeah, this is pretty interesting band. They like use these masks, and they really like look like a brutal metal band and so on, but actually they have really catchy like vocal melodies and stuff, so their songs are really catchy actually. And yeah, this is a pretty interesting band. Then we have their second album, Infestis Human, and this is also a great album. It was released in 2013, and it has songs like Year Zero and Secular Haze, which are great songs, and yeah, they are really catchy songs. This one is on no, it's not splatter vinyl, but it's like kind of orange and white swirl or something like that. Really cool. And then we have the third album by the same band, which is Meliora, and the song Cerise actually won a Grammy Award. Was it like 2 or 3 years ago? This was released in 2015, so it was, I think it was 2000. I think it was like 2016 when they won the Grammy. And it also includes great songs like From the Pinnacle to the Pit and Mommy Dust, and also Deus in Absentia. I don't know how to spell all those names, but they're good songs. I recommend you to check this band out if you haven't already done that. Yeah, and then we have really interesting band. We have a Finnish new rock band called Ghost World, and this is their self-titled debut album, and this is really interesting album actually. It's like, it has like grunge element to it, and I really thought this was a great album, and it was released this spring. Was it like in March? And it was released as a Finnish record label called Svart Records. And yeah, I recommend you to listen to this one if you haven't. There were only like 300 copies made of this album, so there are not many of them, but songs I would recommend you to listen to from this album would be Cricket, You Made Me Smell Your Fingers, and Middle Finger Hitchhiker. But yeah, this is kind of grungy or like Dinosaur Jr. influenced music. Really cool and interesting stuff. Then we have a classic rock album. Most of you probably know this one, but this is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. And yeah, this is a really good album. It has obviously all the classic Guns N' Roses songs like Welcome to the Jungle and Paradise City, Sweet Child O' Mine, Rocket Queen, Night Rain. Well, there's not much to say about these things. This is just a very classic rock record. Great album. And this is actually the censored cover. Yeah, I can't remember. I think this was like original British or German pressing, I think. I'm not sure. I have to check this. I have to check it. Yeah. And then we have another Guns N' Roses album. Another Guns N' Roses album, Use Your Illusion 1. I personally think that Use Your Illusion 2 is the better one of these two albums, but this is also a great album. It has songs like Live and Let Die, then it has the original version of Don't Cry, and then it has songs like November Rain and Double Talking Jive. But this is a great album too, I think. Yes. And next we have another Finnish band called Hello Helsinki, which is basically Hello Helsinki if you translate it to English. And this is their album Kiitos ei ole kirosana. And this is a really good like pop rock band. Their songs are in Finnish, but they have great melodies and great music and great songs from this album. This is actually their only studio album that has been released on vinyl, I think. And this has great songs like Kiitos ei ole kirosana, Kuussa tuulee, Pulp Fiction, and yeah, those are actually really great songs. And I haven't actually listened to this one yet fully, but it's a really great band. I recommend you to check this one out. Then we have a legendary Finnish singer-songwriter called Hector, and this is his album Kadonneet Lapset, which was released in 1970. I can't remember the exact year. It was released, I think, in 1978 or 1979. But this is a really good album, and yeah, this album has some great songs like Tuulisina öinä, Kadonneet lapset, Insinöörin unet is a great song, Ei mitään is a really classic song in here in Finland, and also Kissojen yö is a really great song. I really like this. This is actually one of my favorite albums by him, and yeah, I recommend you to check this guy out. He has made a long career here in Finland, and his real name is Heikki Harma. Yeah, he has like done Finnish versions of some David Bowie songs like Life on Mars and many other artists, and he also has really many original songs which are really good. And yeah, we're moving on. Next one on our list is also a really interesting and new band called High Fighter, and this is a German like stoner rock sludge kind of band, and this is a really interesting album too, and this was actually released by the Finnish record label Svart Records, and they have female vocalist, and it kind of sounds like the music sounds like Queens of the Stone Age or Kaias or something like that. It's really cool, and they have great songs. Really interesting band, and this one is on like blue white swirl colored vinyl, and there were like 200 of them pressed. Then there is also black vinyl and kind of blue, red and blue splatter or something like that. But yeah, I recommend you to check this band out. This is a really interesting band. And then we have a box set from Iron Maiden, and this is the complete albums collection 1980 to 1988. I bought this one to like getting to know Iron Maiden's discography, since I really don't know their songs. Obviously I know like Fear of the Dark and Run to the Hills and Number of the Beast, The Trooper and Hallowed Be Thy Name, all those classic songs. But I thought that Iron Maiden is such a classic like rock and metal band, so that I thought, why shouldn't I get this one, since I can collect them all into this box. And the box itself included the first 3 albums, which are Iron Maiden, Killers, and the Number of the Beast, which is one of the classic Iron Maiden albums. It has songs like Number of the Beast and Run to the Hills and Hallowed Be Thy Name. And yeah, these 3 albums were included in this box, but then there is room for the next 5 albums, which are Peace of Mind, Power Slave, the live album Live After Death, Somewhere in Time and Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. And I don't have them all yet, but I have Peace of Mind and Power Slave, which has really great songs too, like Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight. And yeah. And then I have also Somewhere in Time, which has, I think this is a really cool album artwork, like on the Power Slave too, with the Egyptian theme, like, and this is like really cool futuristic style cover, and one of the coolest covers I've ever seen, actually, if I'd say so. Yeah, I'm still missing Live After Death and Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and the bad thing about this box set is that actually this was too small to fit all the records, or I think you can fit them in, but it's really like tight, and I don't think that is like really good for the records. So I have to see what I'll do with this, because this was released in 2014 and I got this like last fall or so, and there were like replacement boxes made for this thing, but I don't know if you can get them anywhere anymore. So if someone knows where you can get these like replacement boxes, please tell me in the comment section, or send me a personal message or something. That would be really awesome. Yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is another Iron Maiden box set, which is the complete albums collection 1990 to 2015, and this was released this year, and it includes 2 albums which are No Prayer for the Dying and Fear of the Dark. And by the way, Fear of the Dark is, I think, the best Iron Maiden song I have heard so far. But yes, there are really many songs that I haven't heard, so that opinion might change somewhere in the future. But so far I think Fear of the Dark is their best song. The opening like guitar melody is just really cool, and I just love the song. Yeah, and then as you can see, the box is really like big, and it's that big that you can fit, like, there is 13 albums that should fit into this box, and the albums are No Prayer for the Dying, Fear of the Dark, and then The X Factor, Virtual XI, Brave New World, Rock in Rio live album, Dance of Death, Death on the Road, A Matter of Life and Death, then Flight 666, The Final Frontier, and Vivo live album, and then lastly the Book of Souls, which I have already bought, and it's here. Yes, this is a really like awesome box set, and they are like cool way to like collect all their albums, since I didn't have any Iron Maiden albums before these box sets. So it's a really nice way to collect all their albums. And yeah, then we have a couple more. Firstly, we have another Finnish band called Jukka Tolonen Band, and this is their album Just Those Boys, and this is like really cool, what would I say, like jazz acid kind of music. It's not like, mostly I listen mostly like 90s alternative rock and grunge and stuff like that, so this is nothing else that I listen to, and I mainly bought this album because my father listened to this very much when I was a kid, and I would sit in the car and he would listen to this album, and I think this is a really good song, and I have many like childhood memories because of this album, and yeah, I think 500 Handkerchiefs is a really like beautiful instrumental song. That is one of the best instrumental songs I have ever heard, and like I really love the song. Then this has Roskilde Rosie and Fartington Blues, yeah, funny name. And yeah, if you don't know who Jukka Tolonen is he's one of the most legendary Finnish guitar players. He's a really good guitarist. And this album was released, I can't remember it now, so I have to check if they say somewhere here. Yes, it was recorded in Copenhagen in Sweet Silence Studio in Denmark in March 1980. So this was released, I think, 1981 or 1980 probably. And isn't the Sweet Silence Studio the studio where Metallica has also recorded some of their albums? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just thought that song sounds really like familiar. Yeah, that was interesting fact. Then we have two more, and this is also a Finnish band, and this is actually a really new band, and the band is called Chiron Irsay. I'm not sure how to spell that one, but you can see it right there. And this is like kind of progressive rock, and it's like mixed with kind of shoegaze style music, and it's really interesting. The songs are kind of like mystical and really like cool. It's really like a progressive rock album, and I recommend you to check this one out. This is actually the first time that this was released on vinyl, and this was released last year. And the album is called Ujubasa Juba. I don't know how to spell it in English, but this is a really cool album too. I like the artwork also, it's kind of mystical too. Yes, this is a really interesting album. And it was actually also released by the Finnish label Swart Records. And they have released a lot of stuff during recent years, and they have also like reissued many Finnish classic albums and like singles and stuff that have been like hard to get hands to, since their pressings are like old and there are not many copies around anymore to buy. So they have done amazing job, I think. And the last record for today and this video is also Chiron Earth, and this is their second album called Ruination, and this was also released last year. They were actually released same time, and this is the brown vinyl version. And yes, this is also kind of same like the first album. It's like progressive rock, and it has like some kind of shoegaze vibe into it. And yeah, this is actually from a Finnish city called, or town called Seinäjoki, which is like in the western Finland. And yes, the guys are from there. So yeah, I think this concludes this video, and yeah, please subscribe if you like my videos, and stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time. See ya!